OFM Sport.
How's it, David? All's good on that side. You've been out of the mix for quite a while, so I'm sure you're itching to get back in action and represent the Proteas for a change. It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, it has been forever. I think my last game was a Champions Trophy earlier in the year, so it's been a long time. But yeah, just great to be back. It's been great watching the guys back at home. Obviously, feel you want to be there, but the guys have been doing so well, and it's been lovely to watch.
Thanks, Morgan, for those.
How's it, David? David, I guess it's like just yesterday we had that T20 World Cup final, and now we're talking about another one a couple of months from now. Obviously, you were at the coalface of that very disappointing end, but you've got a tournament coming up. Have you given consideration as to what it would take to get over the line this time? And obviously, it's a slightly different mix of players. So, like, how do you feel you guys are shaping up?
Yeah, I think we're shaping up really well. Obviously, I've actually spoken to a lot of different people, teams and stuff that have been very successful over years with different trophies, league trophies, World Cups and all that kind of stuff. And, I don't think there's really one recipe to win a World Cup. I think it's, it takes a team effort, takes a group effort, should I say, management and players included. And I think it's just standing up when the moments matter. That's how I see it personally. So I think looking back on that previous World Cup where we got to the final, I thought it was a fantastic final. Obviously, just getting short at the end there, but all in all, we found ways to win. There were some very, very close games throughout that World Cup for us, and we got over the line. So you kind of build confidence as you go along, and yeah, we're going to need some of that moving forward in a couple of months' time. In terms of players, I think there's, as everyone's seen, there's a huge group of and pool of players now that are putting up their hands. So it's going to be, it's tough for the selectors to select from in the sense of who they would like to take. But I think we're really in a good space. Got some world-class players all the way through, and we're just going to make sure that we proper switched on every single game.
And David, if I can just ask you, I think the last time you played, Shukri wasn't the all-format coach, I think. It would probably be your first, I don't know if it's your first series or if your first dealings with him, but how have you found that environment?
It's been very short. I literally got here, 2 days ago, and I only met the guys yesterday for the first time. So we going to our first training session today. Obviously, the schedule is quite tight, and guys have just come back from a ODI series. So I'm looking forward to getting the mix and just participating in whatever I need to, and helping out where I can and contributing where I can as well. So I've dealt with Shukri, very briefly in the past. I think Lucy was saying earlier it was that just as it was one-off series against England a couple of years ago in South Africa, where he was interim coach for that series, and then a couple A-side games in the past, quite a few years ago. So not a lot of dealing with Shukri, but obviously over the years you always see each other, and we get on really well, and it's he's done superbly well. So it's good to be on the train.
Thanks for those. To hear, then Neil.
How long do you see this still going? Obviously, it's a T20 World Cup. Haven't played one-day cricket since the Champs Trophy. 2027 World Cup, are those still on the roadmap for you?
Yeah, it's a good question. I haven't had good chats yet with Shukri and who's ever involved, Temba and the guys. But I think that's now being back in the mix, kind of opening up those kind of conversations and seeing where we're at. It seems so close, but it's just under 2 years away. So look, as I mentioned, there's a lot of new players that have come through and a big pool of players now that are doing really, really well. So, I feel like I can add a certain part to the team with a lot of experience and bring my expertise. But in terms of selection, there's always you're never guaranteed with certain things in life. So I think it's just a conversation that will kind of unfold as the months go on, and see where we're at. And yeah, I mean, obviously, would love to be a part for South Africa as long as I can, but it's just being real with certain conversations in time.
Thanks. So here, Neil, then Fani.
How's it, David? I just wondered how you're finding the aging process. How well are you aging? Does your body hurt more? Do you still have the same?
I don't know.
drive?
Manners, you're going to have to just tell me with my skin here. I've got some good product.
I'm talking about what's inside, actually, more.
Yeah, it's actually been an interesting couple months for me, being out of the mix now. I was injured with I had a grade 1 hamstring, and it kind of just it was a bit niggly for a couple months. And just being at home, reflecting on a few things was really cool. I kind of moved into a different space with trying out different things with my body and tapping into a few different training regimes, and it was actually a really good time away to reflect a bit. So enjoyed it. You got to take the positives from what's negative, and it was really good. Obviously spent time with the family as well. Got a little one now as well, so it's there's a lot going on at home, which is great. But I think in terms of body wise, I mean, I'm 36 now, and I'm feeling that I do have to step up. Off the field, I have to step up in a huge way in so many different ways. So, which is exciting. Being a lot more diligent and a lot more consistent in training and being as fit as I can is something that I'm going to focus on a lot. But I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling fit. I'm feeling ready to go to answer your question.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. Fani, then Sahir.
David, can I just ask you in terms of your own form and how you look at your own game? In 2013, you scored 101 of 38 deliveries in the IPL. When you look at your own game right now, how much do you think your T20 game has evolved and actually improved since then?
Yeah, I think it's a good question as well. I think I was pretty young then and just kind of inexperienced. You go with the flow, and I think now I'm a lot more in control with my emotions, the pressure. Very aware of match situations. At the end of the day, you can have all the experience, but you still got to do the job. So all the experience becomes nothing if you're not doing the job. So first prize is getting the job done. But in that process, I think I'm a lot clearer in my thinking. Being there before a couple times, you lean back on moments that you've done really well, and I think that's for me is what kind of has helped me with my experience is thinking clearer, making better decisions under pressure, and understanding the match situation, what is required.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fani. Sahir.
The conversation will probably be held over once you settle in, but for the last however while we've been speaking about you moving up the order, batting at 4, batting at 3, possibly in T20 cricket. Do you feel that at 36, being there for 10 years, you can go to Shooks and say, this is where I want to bat up the order, if that's what you want in the first place?
Yeah, I think I could. Definitely, I think Shooks is open to any conversation. The door's never closed with him. So, it is something that we're going to chat about, as the day goes on here, about batting positions and my role and where he sees me. So, those conversations are going to be had today. And we'll just see where we're at. I mean, as I said, there's been a lot of, new roles coming in and players coming in, and I think as getting closer to the World Cup, you want to kind of like refine things and get into exactly what he would like for the World Cup. So it'll be interesting to see where that conversation goes. I think I can play. I feel like I'm capable to play up the order, middle order, that type of thing. That's how I see myself with the experience that I have.
Thanks. So here, I just want to check, Neil, Fani, are those old hands or new hands? Okay, that's an old hand from Neil, and then Fani.
Yeah, it's an old one, sorry.
So,
no worries.
Neil, I should be putting my hand up as well.
For those, we'll look to wrap with one last one.
Yeah, mine's not an old hand. David, can I just ask you, obviously for the next 3 months or so, you'll be playing this series and then the SA20. Do you think that a competition like the SA20 is as good a preparation for a T20 World Cup as playing a whole lot of international series beforehand? Or do you think it'll set the squad up to be in a good place for the tournament?
Yeah, I think so. I think the standard and the competition there in SA20 is as high as any other league that you can get around the world. Comparing it to international series, I think you can't really compare with that but the schedule so works out that that's how it is. But in terms of prep, I think the guys are going to be playing in front of packed houses, crowds back at home. Said the overseas players are all going to be in, so yeah, the guys will definitely be tested personally and individually and whatever it is. And then I think there's a West Indies are coming to South Africa as well just before the guys go to the World Cup. So there will be a couple games there. I think it's good enough prep.